Hey, my name is Jax. Let me not waste your time. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be recording something highly requested, and that thing is a combat guide. Now, this video is going to be structured into 3 different parts. The first part is going to be how you can survive combat and fight in Lights Out. The second part is going to be how to survive combat and fight in Squid Game. And the third part is how you're going to be able to survive combat and fight in Sky Squid Game. Now, there's different sections for each game because they all require different playstyles, and you have to adapt to every single game and circumstance if you want to survive. So we're going to be going over every style of play that you need to adapt to in this video. Anyways, I'm trying to build my in-game based following, so if you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure you join my Discord. It'll be in the pinned comment down below. You get notified every time we stream, do giveaways, and etc. Anyways, that's enough from me. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So how we're going to be doing this is I have another YouTuber here, Bricks. His channel will be linked below, and he is going to be basically just fighting against me, and we'll be doing things you will normally see in in-game when you're fighting someone. And after he attacks, I'm just going to show you how to counter, what not to do, and how to take advantage of your opponent's moves. And again, Bricks' channel will be linked below in the description, so go ahead and show some. And again, his channel will be linked below, so go show some support because this video would actually not be possible without him. So here we are loading in the first game we're going to go ahead and teach you guys how to fight in is Lights Out. Now I'm going to go ahead and teach you guys Lights Out first because I'm going to do it in order of the games that you will most likely play the most. So it's going to be Lights Out, Sky Squid Game, and then regular Squid Game because those are the games in order that you most likely will play the most. Alright, so now we are here in Lights Out, and the first thing that you're going to be prompted with is which food do you want to go ahead and pick. Now this may go ahead and seem like it just doesn't matter, but this actually does. I always like going to the left and taking the bottle and the onigiri just because eating the onigiri, you eat it a lot faster than the other alternative. And if you don't know the food that you actually can get from these guards, it lasts for a little bit, and you can actually eat it to restore health. Alright, so here we go. Now you can see Lights Out has started, and as you can see, it's very dark. Lights only appear every few seconds, and the first thing that you will 100% see in Lights Out is people dashing at you, trying to catch you off guard. So the first tip I can give you is you always want to have high awareness in combat. This goes for all games, but especially Lights Out, because I mean, in Lights Out, there are absolute demons. They do not care about winning or losing. They want a kill count. I've already made a video about how to win every game, so if you're not comfortable in combat in Lights Out, then you can just go ahead and skip this segment and hide underneath the bed. The next tip I can go ahead and give you is movement. You never want to stand still or not be moving in Lights Out because that is how you get caught off guard, and that is how people can just easily sneak up behind you, and then you get jumped by 3 people just in a Discord VC laughing at you. Now after you have good movement and awareness, you are actually ready to start fighting back. So the first thing we're going to be going over is somebody dashing at you. So Bricks, go ahead and dash at me. As you can see, Bricks is dashing at me, didn't move, I got slammed. So let's go ahead and try that again. Bricks, dash at me. And then I dash, and as you can see, something that a lot of good players already noticed is that when you dash, you cannot move for a little bit. So here, dash next to me, but don't actually hit me. Like, just dash kind of. So there we go. This leaves completely vulnerable. You can just hit somebody right after they dash. So let's try that one more time. So you can see he's stunned. Here, Bricks, dash at me. I'm going to move out the way. Boom. And he is stunned, and that's how you go ahead and counterattack. But you do have to be quick with this because obviously if he dashes at me and then I go ahead and swing and he's not actually stunned yet, he can just dash away and instantly counterattack because every attack that you do, no matter what, you will go ahead and have stun. So for movement, we're going to go ahead and elaborate on that so you can have advanced actual movement controls. Jumping, spam jumping, you have jump fatigue, but this is obviously nobody's going to be able to hit you, you moving like this. Dashing around, you always want to dash, you always want to be jumping, because if you're not, then you're just going to be looking around, and that's how you just get smashed. Pause. Alright, so now another thing that we're going to be going over is on bed combat. Now this is probably one of the most common things you're going to see in Lights Out, is you're going to be on the bed, you're going to be on high ground thinking that you're safe, and just an absolute demon is going to come up behind you and just smack you. So one of the first things that you want to do in bed combat is you never really want to be on one of these big beds. What you want to do is you want to dash onto a side bed like this, and then when somebody tries to dash up to you, you can just smack them on their head, or you can even go, if you have phantom step, you can dash over here and maybe get on top of these really tall beds. I know in some games, I think not even hardcore, some of these games, beds are removed. I'm not sure why, like half the time this doesn't even work, so. Or half the time the beds aren't even like pushed down, the game is just broken, I don't even know. Maybe it's only in private servers, but I've seen beds spawn in public servers, I've seen them not. So if beds do spawn in your lobby, make sure you're taking advantage of these corner beds because this is literally how to get free kills. The final thing we're going to be talking about is how to go ahead and farm kills in Lights Out. So if now that you're a combat demon, you're a movement demon, your awareness is high, I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and find people. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look underneath all the stairs. If you see people underneath stairs, this actually makes it really hard. They cannot get out. So if somebody's hiding like this and you're dashing at them, they're going to panic, they're going to try to run away, and as you can see, I'm just getting stuck on every little fence gate. The next part you're going to go ahead and find people is obviously on the beds like we just talked about. And the final place that you will find people is in the bathroom. Now, you're actually going to find people in the bathroom a lot more than you think. You can go through all of these stalls, but you don't actually have to open the doors. If you just angle your camera up, you can see into the stalls very easily. So after you catch somebody lacking in the bathroom, pause again. I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and actually fight inside of the bathroom. Now, you guys may think that it is just the normal fighting, but it is actually very different when it comes to fighting in here. Because, for example, if Bricks just stands right here and I hit him next to this pillar, I get put into this animation where you do more damage than a normal swing, and obviously the pillar gets broken. So if you get caught lacking here, Bricks just hit me. If you get caught lacking, you're trying to run away, you do not want to get caught in this animation because this does more damage. So that is another thing to go in and add to your awareness. Another thing that you can go ahead and do is here Bricks coming to the stall with me. If you're next to a toilet and somebody smacks you, you are going to actually get bullied and just your head just get put into the toilet and then just smash. And as you can see, Bricks is literally half health right now from just 2 little hits from these toilets and the little pole right here. And the final thing that you can go ahead and take advantage of is if you come over here to the sinks, here Bricks come over here. And I'm not going to do this to Bricks because he might die if I hit him one more time. Here Bricks just hit me, and this is the animation that plays when you're next to the sink. You get your head slammed into a sink, and yeah, it is not good. Look at my health, already half health. So if you're in the bathroom, you want to make sure that you are always about like right here, kind of just staying in the middle so that you won't get caught off guard. Because obviously here, Bricks, come hit me. If I'm just standing in the middle, I will just get the normal hit animation. So you will not be a victim to any of your surroundings. So be careful if you're fighting in the bathroom. Anyways, that's all the tips I can really give you for lights out. Honestly, I don't really like to fight in lights out that much, but if you want to take some people out the game, that's how you go ahead and do it. So the next game we're going to go ahead and move on to is Sky Squid Game. Alright, so here we are in Sky Squid Game. Now, Sky Squid Game combat you may think is similar, but it's actually very different because there is a lot more things that actually come into play. As you can see, my character just picked up a pole. That is one of the main differences in Sky Squid Game. So immediately when Sky Squid Game starts, you're going to notice the 3 different platforms, but we'll get into that when that time comes. So the first thing you're going to see is fight back. You have different animations for this. I'm not sure, do you even have a dash animation? You do not. There is an animation though where if you hit somebody, you will go ahead, you'll get on the ground and you'll just start pummeling them while they're on the floor, and it's like a timing game. It's kind of like the mingle timing, so you want to watch out for that. But the first thing is, as soon as somebody goes to start the game, you immediately want to go for the pole. So as you can see, I'm going to start the game, and so you'll notice this little pick up pole prompt. You're going to want to try to get this immediately because this pole offers so much advantages. You get much more range, and you'll notice the third option, which is throw pole. So the first little thing that I'm going to be talking about for Sky Squid Game is if you actually have the pole. It's very easy to get the pole if you just stay back and wait a second, wait for somebody to start the game, dash in, and then start picking it up. Because once you start the animation, even if someone hits you while you are in the animation, you will still pick up the pole. So for Sky Squid Game, even if you do have the pole, you do want to stay kind of in the middle. You don't really want to stay on the outskirts because then somebody like Bricks can just run up to you and hit you off very easily. So you kind of want to stay around this little middle square right here, but not directly in the middle because that's how you become a target. And then now with the pole, obviously you want to play a little bit different. I like to play ranged right here. So as you can see, the pole has different combat cycles and actually does more damage than what your regular punch would do. And I'm pretty sure it does more knockback. I'm not sure if it does more knockback, but it definitely does more damage. And now one thing you're going to want to be looking for while you have the pole is kind of staying in this middle. Now let's say Bricks, go ahead and sit in the corner. And now that you have the pole and you may be fighting somebody right here, you can always just Spartan Warrior, throw the pole straight at somebody's chest who is just sitting in the corner. And obviously the movement that we talked about, it does go for every single one. The square in the middle is basically where you just want to be. The triangle, it obviously has weak points on the side, so you kind of want to stay in a corner of like the actual corner of the circle, not onto the sides, because that's where you're going to have the most room to go ahead and recover after you get hit. And the circle, obviously, just all directions is the same length, so you kind of want to just linger around the square, like I already said. And then for the last thing in Sky Squid Game is you want to make sure that you're dashing, but not too much, because I've dashed off the edge before. Yeah, it's embarrassing, especially when you're in a 1v1, you just dash off the edge, you just played an hour, and you just wasted an hour of your life. Anyways, now that you have the pole, you learned how to not dash, you learned how to go ahead and do movement consistently, and how to stay upright in the game. If you're fighting somebody, something I do like to do a lot is when people aren't looking, when you're just fighting with the pole and nobody thinks that you're actually going to go ahead and counterattack, you can just press 3 and Spartan Warrior throw the pole at somebody. But as you can see, the pole just has insane velocity. It will absolutely spear somebody off of the game. So once again, you're just going to wait for somebody to start the game and then you're going to try to get the pole. Obviously, the triangle is a lot smaller than the cube, or it is a little bit more width-wise, but overall area, it's most likely smaller. So you can see Bricks, go ahead and start the game. As soon as he goes to start, you're going to want to run up and just pick up the pole, just like this. So here, Bricks, go ahead and hit me right here while I have the pole in my hands. Even if you are grabbing the pole, as you can see, you're not going to get knocked away. You're not going to get flung off. You're going to have time to recover. So let's go ahead and do it one more time. Bricks is just standing right there. I think I can actually throw him off the edge. Even though he is this far, I'm just going to throw the pole at his chest. Okay, so it doesn't fling him off the edge, but he goes from right here. Oh, yeah, he almost got flung off the edge, so The pole does insane knockback when you throw it, so you want to make sure that you are going ahead and getting this pole, because if you don't get it, you might be cooked. Anyways, that's all we really have to talk about for Sky Squid Game. The pole plays a huge factor, and you want to make sure that you get that. I know I'm talking about it a lot, but I cannot stress it enough how important that pole actually is. So that is all I have to talk to you about for Sky Squid Game. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the final thing, which is just the base Squid Game. Alright, here we are in the regular Squid Game. Now, you're probably not going to go ahead and play this game a lot, so we're not going to go very in depth into it. But one thing we're going to quickly go over is that this game is definitely like a game that we did not cover, which is the dinner game. I'm not going to cover that because honestly, you barely play it. I think I've only played it once, and I've played like 100 in-game matches. So for the only tip I can really give you for dinner game is to go ahead and probably pick the bottle, I think it is, or the fork, whichever one you can pick that allows you to dash, because the knife does do more damage overall, but you are not able to dash, and that is a huge nerf compared to being able to dash with like a 25% less damage. It's just way better to go ahead and pick the fork or the bottle, whichever one you are prompted to. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the main thing at hand here, which is Squid Game. Now, the only thing that's really different from this and kind of lights out is obviously you don't have things that can heal you. You're on your own right here, and right here, if you step out, you'll start taking damage if you are outside of the arena for 3 seconds. So I think you do about every second, it's like you got punched, pretty much. So that's one of the only tips I can really give you. Have good movement, have good awareness like we taught you in Lights Out. And also here, Bricks, go ahead and dash at me. This game, it is 100% good for going ahead and knocking people out like this. So the main thing that you want to do is stay in the middle. You want to wait for your opponent to dash, just be patient. So here, let's go ahead, I'm just going to run around. Bricks, dash at me whenever you want, just try to hit me. I'm just going to dash around. Boom. And then there you go, you can go to encounter just like that. And honestly, there's no point in just sitting here and trying to fight him and just running at him. You should really just sit where you spawned at. Just wait for him to go in and make the first move and then smack him. Except don't let that happen. If you get smacked, you're done. Also, I think after about 10 minutes, a timer actually starts, like a 30-second timer, and whoever has more HP at the time goes ahead and wins the game. So you do want to make sure that you are also staying active, because you do slowly regen HP in the final game. Anyways, that is going to go ahead and be everything that I can teach you for all 3 games. I guess you could say 4 games for the dinner game, but there's not really a lot to talk about for the dinner game. It's basically just this game, but you have forks. Anyways, again, huge thanks to Bricks for helping me. Like I said, his channel will be in the description below, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe and show some support, because this video would not be possible without him. So there you go, we went ahead and talked about Sky Squid Game, regular Squid Game, and Lights Out, the main 3 combat-based games. There's also Mingle, but Mingle is really just a timing game, and honestly, just stay away from doors, things like that, and you'll be good. So there we go. After this video, you should be a combat master, and you really shouldn't be losing any more fights. And if you do, well, just blame it on luck. Blame it on that they have lightning gods, something like that, because it is never your skill. Don't worry. Make sure you join my Discord. It'll be in the pinned comment down below. Anyways, that's all for me. Have a blessed day, and I'm out, goats. Peace.